Okay, in lab 6, or lab 2.1 I should say, I was getting ahead of myself, I was saying lab 6.1. In lab 2.1 we're looking at how a circuit works, because after all we have to build one, and we're also looking at things that could potentially be resistors, insulators, or conductors. So this is a very basic electrical circuit. You've got a 1.5 volt D cell battery. This is just like the one that Bill Nye had on his show. There's a post that runs right through the center of it. There's a sort of a tin can around everything else too, and between the post and the tin can in here, there's an electrolyte mix. Now electrolytes are that goopy material that he talked about, which allow the storage of electrons so that you can have an electrical circuit. Which means that if I were to finish off this circuit, if I gave an opportunity for the electrons to move around through it, this light should go on. So in order to test to see if the circuit works in the first place, all I have to do is touch these two wires together, finishing off the circuit, and I hope you can see it, the light goes on. Make sense? Good. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this one step further. We're going to place inside this circuit another material. Okay? Some of the materials I have are a piece of aluminum foil, penny, a plastic ruler. And we're going to see if any of these materials will allow the circuit to work, will allow the circuit to allow the electrons to move in that circular fashion within that circuit. Okay? If they allow it to go through, if the actual power goes through the piece of material that I've got, then it's a conductor. If it allows some of it to go through and some of it not, then it's a resistor. And if it doesn't allow any of the electricity to pass through and make a circuit, then it's an insulator. Okay? Let's start off with the plastic ruler. Now, you know as well as I do, because you know electricity well, that this is probably not going to let electricity through. But the only way we can really tell if it's going to happen is if we actually see if we can run the current through. Now, again, let's test this. We know the circuit's working, because if I put these two wires together, on goes the light. So if I push the wire against one side and put the wire on the other side, there's no light. There's the light right there, right? The light is not going. However, if we change that and we go to a penny, we put this on one end, put this on the other end, the light comes on. Boy, it's not that bright, is it? Not bright as it was when it was just alone. So the question is the penny a conductor, or is it not allowing all the power to go through? Is it a resistor? Okay, well, that's a decision you're going to have to make. The third thing I'm going to use as a demonstration, and I'm going to wrap a little bit around this end, is a piece of aluminum foil. Okay, so immediately you were thinking that the metal is going to make it more of a resistor, or metal make it more of a resistor or a conductor. Just okay, but let's find out about the aluminum foil. I may have cheated a little bit there. I think it touched. So I got a light that's burning. Okay, so three materials. Plastic ruler, we know it's an insulator. No power went through. The copper penny had some power going through it, but was it enough power to call it a conductor or a resistor? Did it allow all the power to go through it, or most of it, or did it hold some back within its physical self? Okay. And then there was the aluminum foil, same question. Did it allow a lot or most of the electricity to go through, or did it stop some of the flow of the electrons going through it inside the circuit? Those are the kind of questions that you're being asked in the lab. So go through the questions, think about these things, and think about the things you've tested. Also, don't forget, look through your house. You're looking for 3 things that could be considered resistors, 3 things that could be considered conductors, and 3 things that could be insulators that you find around the house. Okay? And there's the whole rundown.